Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess, baby. I hope you had a beautiful Samhain, Halloween, All Souls Day, Dias de los Muertos, however you celebrated this weekend. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so just bear with me. Thank you, spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess Collective. Highest timelines, highest messages for the High Priestess Collective. This is a Scorpio season relief, babe. Tower and Ten of Wands is a sudden shakeup that allows you to release something. Ten of Wands is like something you've been carrying. I actually think this Ten of Wands, if you think of the Ace of Wands energy as the energy that we get to execute, to do stuff, to actually move, right? It's that motivation, inspiration, it's fire, it's action. This looks like you're carrying 10 Aces of Wands. So maybe that could be like you're juggling a lot, not even juggling, it's like you're holding everything at the same time. What is that? You're holding everything at the same time. And it's like each of these categories require energy, effort, motivation, inspiration. And it looks like you are actively moving all of these things along simultaneously. But it's not without exertion. It's not without some required bodily movement. And maybe that bodily movement is, I'm looking at his back and the back of his thighs. So what is that, like hamstrings? And like to have to use your back and your hamstrings, it's like really pushing. So if you've been really pushing to like carry, to get things done, to maybe make it to the next step, the next level, this looks like Tower, Ten of Wands. You're actually going to be able to release it. It's like, I just posted about the New York City Marathon this morning on Instagram. Just looking at coverage of it and how really coverage of like the last few people that crossed the finish line and how New York City stays out for them, and the overwhelm. I might get choked up. Hold on. It's just so beautiful. Like the overwhelm of witnessing people step over that finish line after they set out to do what they intended to do. And it takes so much time and planning and training and money and fundraising to actually get to the marathon. And then the marathon for these people was, for some people, I think it was like almost 12 hours, like, or 10 hours of moving. So I'm comparing you to these people. And if you feel, or if you've been feeling like, oh my God, I just want to put it down, it looks like there's about to be a moment where you get to put it all down, Pisces. If you need like an uplift, if you need to see like the beauty and humanity, go check out the coverage of the marathon, especially the last few people crossing the finish line. You see it in them, but you also see like strangers cheering for these people, and like what all of this means interconnectedly is so innately pure and innately love and, innately good. It might revitalize an element of hope or maybe inspiration that you need to keep shit going for now. Empress at the bottom, damn. You are making something happen. This is both in your 3D as well as your element closest to source, that spirit in you, the fire that won't burn out even when maybe the human vessel wants to burn out. Maybe the mental capacity wants to burn out. But there's something here about your spirit that does not burn out. And this is the energy of, because that spirit cannot be blown out, that flame cannot be blown out, something is about to be completed. Let's go a little deeper here. Show me the Ten of Wands. Okay, no, go show me the Tower first. That was in my brain. My brain said no. Show me the Tower. What is that, Pisces? Page of Cups. That's a message that The Page of Cups is associated with hope. And I think I just said that. Like, if you need to revitalize hope or like to reinstill hope, Page of Cups is a message of hope, or it's a message you receive that reminds you of hope. And if we look at the water in the background, it's flowing. So if anything has felt stuck, it looks like something's about to get flowing again. This could be from a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Extra emphasis on Scorpio if it is, if you know their sign. If not, this is just a significant turn of events that allows for flow. Oh, you saw that. Significant turn of events that's bringing you closer to a fulfillment. Bringing you, yeah, what's going on with the cups, man? Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. So it's going from communication to movement, communication to action, or communication to... Knight of Cups can sometimes be considered an offer that's like in momentum. So it's like, this is an offer, and then the Knight of Cups is when you accept the offer, and so then the next steps are taken. You see this like very regal horse in the Knight of Cups. Higher level commitment. What is this? This feels like it's a little bit bigger than what I was describing. I feel like what I'm describing is the insides of you, and what's coming in is something on the outside that's a higher level commitment, or it's a result of a higher level spiritual commitment you've made to yourself that maybe it has manifested in some sort of 3D material way, especially if it's associated with Taurus. And Taurus energy is assets, long-term investments. It's your time. It's also your body. We saw that Empress energy before. Also Taurus, it's the way you feel day to day. The Hierophant is like, there's an unlocking here. Show me the movement of this. Is this legal? Or is this karma? You know, we just finished Astrology 102, Journey Through the Houses. We went through all 12 houses, their ruler, their card in tarot, what the house essentially shows up as in your life. And the houses really showcase where in your life shit is taking place, you know? The last house we did was ours, 12th house, Pisces. And I said, you know, even though the High Priestess and the Moon are the Pisces cards, 12th house rules karma, both positive and negative karma. The Tower is sometimes what brings about that karma, you know? So I wonder if this is like the Tower and Justice. That feels like a karmic deliverance here. But it's like a karmic deliverance. I want to say like deliver me from evil, like that my old Catholicism coming up. But it's like something is delivering you, and like this guy is delivering the work that he's done, the momentum he has kept. This feels like a deliverance from what has been maybe very going on for a long time, or required a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Justice is like, now things can be balanced. There's 2 cups, there's 2 scales. 11 is Master Manifestor energy, and you have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Let's go a little deeper just on the Justice. Wow, 9 of Pentacles. Especially if you've been doing this all on your own. Remember that song? All by myself, don't wanna be. This has been you doing this quote unquote all by yourself. This looks like it's been an internal thing. But the bird here is our reminder that the divine is always with us. Our ancestors, our guides are always with us, delivering us to exactly where we need to be at the exact right time. This is also a card of abundance and fruition, the 9 of Pentacles. And that is clarifying the Justice. 9 Pentacles plus that Ace. Technically, that would be the 10 of Pentacles. So it's also in community or in family. It's a harvest energy. We saw that 10 of Cups before too. So it does feel like moving from carrying a burden in some sort of solo effort, solo mission towards group or towards community, towards loved ones. Let's get one more on the Justice and the 9. Beautiful. 6 of, this feels like healing. This feels like when you do a very difficult thing knowing, the Tower 10 of Wands. Maybe that was a very difficult thing that you had to do. You knew spiritually, I have to do this. I have to release this. I have to exit this, or I have to execute this work this way for a long period of time. I'm being called to do that. Justice, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups is like the spiritual abundance, that spiritual gift that unlocks because you did that. And that's like, people talk about divine timing. I keep playing with the concept of time and consciousness lately, and divine timing here feels like something inside clicks and or is full. It like heals a deep vessel of a wound. And when the deep vessel of the wound is actually full, there's like an automated click that happens with divine timing, and this deliverance comes in. Okay, let's see if I can get anything else on this. Even in the 6 of Cups, this person is receiving something. These cups are like more emotional, whereas this cup actually has earth in it. So there's also a transition of like from the emotional acknowledgement of receiving an offer or a next step or something that breaks up the way you're doing something, to actually receiving the earth of it, the materialized version of what it is that brings hope, what it is that brings momentum. Is there any additional clarity you can give me here? 7 of Cups. In that scene, they're unsure of how they got here. It's almost like they blacked out. They're unsure of how they got there. Queen of Swords. This is like if you had to keep your nose to the, what's the phrase? Nose to the grindstone? Something like that. Like just had to be very, very focused, very intentional, very like tunnel vision. 7 of Cups, Queen of Swords. That's what that feels like, of like, I just have to stick with the plan. And like, this is the energy of looking up and being like, oh my God, how did I get here? Because you were so in it. Sometimes we experience that when we wake up from dreams too, right? 6 of Pentacles. And that's a receipt. Tell me about this receipt. The Magician, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. This is cash out. This is cash out. The receipt's being printed because this is what you're receiving. As you like look up, you might feel a little bent, like a little bent out of shape, a little like, they're kind of like, they're like fucked up from the crash, and they're wet in the scene. They don't understand how the fire is on in the house because they just had to keep their head on straight. But 6 of, they just had to get back to the house, 6 of Pentacles is the receipt. The Magician, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles is like magic happened. Some sort of intention maybe carried you through a crash or a crash out. Maybe it's just burnout, right? Carried you through a crash or crash out, burnout, a temporary stop. But to go from Magician, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, there's some work that's like not visible. I think that's the work that you've been doing. It's like, I've just been focused. I've just been like, keep my head down, keep my eyes on my own paper. They said that November is my death and rebirth month with ayahuasca. And she's been like coming up for me the last few days. And something that they said to us at Rhythmia when I was there for ceremony was, keep your eyes on your own paper, in the sense of like, when you're on your mat, allow your ayahuasca experience to be very much your own. Don't worry about who's tripping balls next to you. Don't worry about who's throwing up in the bucket next to you. Don't worry about who's walking around or who's dancing. They're like, everyone's going to have different experiences. You're going to have the experience that you are ready to have and the experience you need to have. It makes me think that like this, like keeping your head down, focused energy was like what you needed to do. Even if things around you, people around you were having different experiences, right? And Magician, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles is like from the crash out, or from maybe some sort of, I am feeling exhaustion here, Pisces. There's some element of exhaustion. From the crash out of exhaustion is this Ten of Pentacles. It's the delivery of, are some of you opening a business, like a brick and mortar? I don't usually get stuff like that, but there's like a brick and mortar here. But for those of you who that is not relevant to, the Ten of Pentacles is like the stability is here, from the exertion of the work to the I can actually be in the stability of what it is that I've built, because the Eight of Pentacles carried me from the 2 to the 10. Even if I can't really remember it, there's something here too about like, what am I getting about remembering? What am I getting about remembering? Seven of Pentacles. That's crazy. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of personal reflection for my Tarot Academy. I wonder if they're encouraging you to take a moment to breathe and look up. And while you're getting your receipt to cash out, reflect on what it is that you have done. What seeds you planted and what has grown from it. It's a lot of earth energy out here. It's like at first it was all energetics, and now all the earth is coming up, that technically is the process of the elements. Show me this Ten of Pentacles here. Six of Swords, movement forward. It's a shift away from an old way. This might have even been like a shift in the way the mind, views the work that you had to do. Five of Wands is very like combative and challenging, but the Six of Swords is moving away from it. But it's not combative and challenging in a way that's like end all be all. It's a training ground. One on that Five of Wands. Holy shit. Spiritual training. So some of you have actually been in spiritual training. Spiritual training, this looks like, is the combination of, will you trust in your abilities to sense, to tap in, and then to implement moves based on what you sense. It's like sensing first, doing next. But this looks like, I'm going to be so real, Towers, Ten of Wands is, you got the sense that you had to do something for like an extended period of time. Like almost like maybe grueling. And I don't know if that's an emotional gruel or if it's like a physical gruel on the body, or like mental, spiritual, something like that though, where it's like, I did tap in and I got the sense, and I knew I have to commit to this type of work or doing this thing for a long period of time, knowing that the reprieve is coming, but the reprieve looks like it comes from outside of you. But it's because of the energetic work that you've done or you're doing. Show me the spiritual training. Queen of Swords again. Kind of looks like, can you keep up, or not keep up, but like, can you maintain and sustain the discipline required of the mind to do this? That's crazy. It's like a mental gymnastics, but it's not gymnastics like lots of tricks. It's like, can you just stick with the monotony? You know, I was talking about the marathon, so it's like a marathon, not a sprint. Can you run for 26.2 miles, knowing that your mind is going to show you all different things and reasons to stop, or all different aspects of the self that maybe you've never had time to, Seven of Pentacles, look at and reflect? The Empress is still at the bottom. That's birth energy. Let's get another deck just to see if we can go a little deeper. Okay, show me this. Queen of Swords. Wow. It's the mental discipline is essentially what has moved you forward, or what is moving you forward. See, even here, the two horses are butting heads. That's the shadow and the light butting heads, which technically that would be a crash, right? Which we do have on the table. So the potential for a crash, or like stopping, or quitting, or whatever the synonym is for you. The potential is there, is there. Something like that. But this looks like Queen of Swords came out twice, like, oh no, the mental discipline actually overrode the clashing of the shadow and the light. She's holding both faces in her hands. This is like, I am the captain now. I'm the one in control of the mind. I am the one in control of where the thoughts are directed so that I can continue this momentum. This feels like a very deep one, Pisces, like something deep ending. So, but it's ending like a marathon ending of like, holy shit, I just had to put my all out there. I had to give my all to this. Chariot. And there's the keyhole, and we see the 2 keys on the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. This was like a spiritual training ground, a spiritual lesson. And the keys were always there, but we had to find this keyhole. The keyhole's in your solar plexus. So this particular execution of like, can I commit to this for a long period of time, is actually unlocking something around, of course, willpower. But it also looks like it has to do with how you regard yourself and how you regard transformation, your willingness to move forward in your transformation with the mindset of, I'm the one in control of this, no one else is, and leaning on spirit as support versus praying in the form of like begging or praying in the form of asking for. This is like, no, in my words, like, thy will be done. Like, I said it, so it will be true. I'm directing my thoughts, so it will be true. I'm producing the work, magician, that's aligned with my faith. Therefore, this manifestation will come true. It's something like that, like a complete ownership and this unlocking of personal joy, personal fulfillment. The yellow butterflies, that's wild because that's a transformation in how you regard yourself, self-esteem, confidence. And then the Ace of Wands. This is our witchy poo in her apothecary store. Are some of you opening a brick and mortar? This is crazy. Ace of Wands. Okay, so that's the keyhole in the 9 of Cups. You see that? So this process, would love to know what this is. This process, I'm seeing a smoke shop also. This process of do, don't, stop. Right? Spiritually inspired, not inspired because society told you to. This is specifically like, I got the message that I need to do this way for this long, and you trusted your internal system. Something comes in to give hope and be like, hey, you're crossing the finish line, right? This is what you get for it. And there's some sort of turnaround in the material realm for you, which is, it looks like for your highest good. There's an abundance, there's fruition, maybe a little bit more stability here. There's a lot of growth in the pentacle. And this is ultimately showing you on a spiritual level, my mind over matter. And from my mind comes matter. With the from my mind comes matter also happens to unlock something else that I don't think this was on your bingo card. Also stay tuned for tarot bingo. Like, this was not on your bingo card of, oh my God, this feels deeper than liking yourself more. This feels like, whoa, I showed myself I could do this thing. What the fuck else can I do then? You know? So this keyhole is accessed, and the fulfillment, the willpower, the self-satisfaction, gratification of who you are is full. It comes online. But then there's also a moment of, oh my God, Ace of Wands in this keyhole means I have to recognize my own craft, my own powers, my own abilities to cook up this change. This feels like a significant healing too. You know, this apothecary store, it's for healing. So it's like lineage, unable to do whatever this 10 of Wands is. It feels, Queen of Swords, 10 of Wands here. It feels like the lineage couldn't do that, but you did. Or maybe even you are. And this is unlocking because you're the one who's able to. This is also unlocking an ability to heal. But there's something else with this. Like, it's like so brick and mortar stores are like the go-tos for community, right? there is a go-to energy here. Show me this go-to energy. Well, there's the Eight of Pentacles that we didn't see down here. This feels like finding a renewed purpose. Because the ability to do this changes your view of self. All these masks. And this sitting firmly, it looks like you're able to show others the way inward to locate their own authenticity, their own true potential, their own need for healing, like the areas that need the stitching. This is like a go-to point. Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. Or it's like new refound purpose. If your North Node is a fire energy, or if your North Node is an earth energy, that's extra for you. Can you show me this Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles? There's been a tear in the fabric of reality. This could only be reserved for someone who could do this, who could cross the finish line. It looks like you actually have two other ancestors who attempted too, that's absolutely beautiful. But you are the only one on this table who's able to tear through the fabric of the limitation. The Eight of Swords is the limitation of the mind, right? The Queen of Swords, Ten of Wands is, no, I'm going to bust through this. Even if I lose my sense of time. You know, that Seven of Cups energy is like, how did we get here? Losing a sense of time, losing the sense. It's like when you go, have you ever talked to someone who's had a baby, or if you've had a baby? There is this natural trance-like state they go into. You know, I'm talking about ayahuasca, kind of like that too, where it's like, you're not here, you're not fully gone, but you're doing something in this liminal space, this other space. And it's like the most important space. It's the most important thing. And from it comes new life. And all this material is like new life. Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, that's new life. But it's new life for you. And it's serving others. It looks like you end up serving others in some capacity. There's like a go-to community source here. But this is because something has been shredded when it comes to a personal limitation that plagued you and the line. Anything else on that Eight of Swords? It came out in reverse. Two of Wands. Well, this is a mirrored card. So because it came out in reverse, it makes me think like others couldn't see. Even here in the Eight of Swords, there's like a block in the eyes, right? So it makes me think that the line, or someone in the, maybe a lot of people in the family could not see the reflection. Show me Pisces in that. Ace of Cups. Pisces in that Ace of Cups. We got Blue Jay over here, if that means anything to you. And this is ballerina. What is that? Point shoes, delicate choreography. There's like a very special dance happening here. And you see where that Ace of Cups and that Blue Jay is coming from? It's coming from nowhere. It's coming from beyond the veil. It's just like this nine. It's just like the bird in this Nine of Pentacles. She learned how to dance with the other side of the veil, that liminal space between earth and source, that space, that trans-like energy where women giving birth go to, where people on medicine go to, that in-betweeny. This looks like you learned how to dance with that before ever actually moving into the awareness of what that was. And because you were able to access that trance-like wave of reality, you receive this Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups feels symbolic of like the signs and you following the signs. Just one more. Five of Wands again. Well, that's a heart and it's on fire. The Five of Wands and the Moon. This is the battle. 'Cause there's been a shift in how you are presenting. And it looks like it's stripped a little bit more bare bone, which means true. There's, if we like cut the fat, it's more true, right? Seeing yourself in the moon, which is the reflection of light. Okay, that Five of Wands looks like the battle that you had to overcome down here. Five of Wands, Six of Swords, which there's two people in there. So I'm not trying to go into anyone's underwear drawer, but there may have been one person in the line that perhaps has a protest of what you're doing, because it essentially would reveal that they all have it, that they're all able to do this, but that they didn't, and that you did, something like that. It's just like a lot of pain to bear, I think. I think that's what this person is like, it would be too much pain to bear to recognize this is who the line is, this is what we're able to do. Because the only way to actually uncover this Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, is to hold the truth, and the truth is so wide and heavy. Maybe that's what that was. Maybe that Ten of Wands is the integration of the truth that you have successfully incorporated into your being. Because it's a lot of fighting in the dark. But the dark is, to me here, is like, it's the in-between again. It's like fighting demons, you know? And I don't mean like literal. I mean the energetic kind that follow us through insecurity, addiction, wounds that have gone left untreated, you know? But she's unscathed. She's like bare-backed and unscathed. Not to say that was easy, though. Show me Pisces here. Whoa. Look at that. The shadow and the light. You have two extreme sides to you, but yet with much grace and poise, this ability gives you an advantage by keeping others in wonder. I think that's confirming you went to a space inside of you, you went to a liminal, and you were able to commit to something mind over matter, and then create some kind of matter. Maybe this is just a shift of like you recognizing I matter. Like, do you say that? If you don't say that, maybe say it out loud and see what your body does when you say I matter. Because maybe that was something plaguing the line as well. Because the line does matter, you matter, all of them matter. But it looks like you were the one that put mind over matter to create this actual shift in the vibration, shift in the 3D. You do have a gift, though. This is like the ability to dance with the other side. It kind of feels like since a young age. And maybe you never let go of that, right? And you're not even dancing alone here is the thing. There's phantom energy dancing with you. The integration of both of these sides is what sets you free and unlocks this Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, whatever this like next thing is for you. It's the integration of all of it. Not the safe containment of like, let me keep all this away, all this stuff, let me keep this locked up, safe away so it doesn't hurt anybody. It's more like, how do we integrate it into every aspect of the being? Because that's truth. We get one more for Pisces. Pisces, smash that love button. Thanks for being here, babe. Ooh, Enchanter. Self-evaluation, that's at Seven of Pentacles. Awakening and purpose. Okay, this does feel like a new purpose has arrived. Master number 22 is Master Builder. Trust. Whatever this thing that comes in, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, you'll know because you'll feel the beginning stages of relief. And you'll be like, oh my God, I'm approaching the end of the marathon now. Trust that. Maybe you're already there. There is new purpose. This is what happens when you heal, I swear to God. There's new purpose being revealed. And there's a very strong bounty of power coming from within you that's manifesting on the outside. So beautiful, Pisces. Pisces, if we'd like a little Reiki love and healing, hold my hands. I'm sending you so much Reiki love and healing. Take a gentle inhale through your nose. Soft release out through the mouth. And let's claim this 10 Pentacles down here, right? I claim my purpose. I claim my legacy. Yes, Pisces, I'll see you later.